Gaetz for 30 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The gentlelady from New Mexico said that the border is not threatening to us, that those who would cross our border illegally carry with them their laughter and their poetry. Unfortunately, laughter and poetry is not the only thing they're bringing. On the edges of that laughter, they're carrying COVID, more and more of them, unable to be tested, screened, vaccinated, because so many are being invited across our border illegally, it is straining the flow. And in their poetry, they're carrying the rhymes of MS-13. And in their bags, they're carrying too much fentanyl, too much death for our fellow Americans. I listened carefully as the gentlelady from Washington smeared our CBP officers as racist, which is quite something considering how many of them are non-white. I spent time with them recently. My colleague who's with me this evening, Congresswoman Green, spent time with many of our CBP officers recently, and they are patriotic Americans who deserve better from every member of Congress than they just heard. The gentlelady from Washington also talked about her visit to a federal detention facility under President Trump. Imagine that, a Republican president, a Democrat congresswoman, and a desire to oversee and inspect the operations of our government. And I'm glad that Ms. Jayapal, the gentlelady from Washington, was afforded that opportunity. But unfortunately, today, I was not. Congresswoman Green was not. Congressman Gohmert, Congressman Gosar. We were labeled trespassers by federal employees of the Federal Bureau of Prisons. Now, there is a great deal I want to discuss about the need for oversight with the Federal Bureau of Prisons, specific circumstances regarding January 6 detainees. But before having that thorough discussion, I would yield to my colleague, the gentlelady from Georgia, to offer any remarks regarding the mischaracterizations of our brave Border Patrol officers and the crisis at our border that Democrats would ignore as they create a pathway for citizenship for people who do not come here legally. I yield to